Hello, and a very warm welcome back to my channel. So long time to see you again on this channel. Today, we come back with a piece of breaking news. Campaigners have reported Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Sussex royal charity for conflicts of interest, inappropriate use of funds, and a lack of independence. Anti-royal campaign group Republic flagged both Sussex Royal and the Royal Foundation, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge's organization, to the Charity Commission. The group alleges that funds have been transferred from one group to another, and the only rationale for the decision was the personal relationship between two patrons, the Duke of Sussex and the Duke of Cambridge. They claim the Royal Foundation gave £145,000 as a grant to Sussex Royal and £144,901 to Travellist, the Prince's eco-tourism scheme. The Royal Foundation was formed in 2009 as a vessel for both Prince Harry and Prince William to pursue their charitable aims. Their respective wives came aboard as patrons upon their marriages. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's own now defunct charity formed after they split their household from that of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge in 2019. Earlier this month, it was reported that the Sussex Royal was shut down following the Queen's decision that Harry and Meghan can no longer use the word royal in their branding. Republic CEO Graham Smith wrote in a letter to the Charity Commission, "I am writing to lodge a formal complaint against the Royal Foundation and Sussex Royal. These two charities appear to be in breach of guidelines regarding the proper use of charitable funds and may be failing in their duty to act independently and solely in the interests of their objectives." The Royal Foundation gave a grant of £145,000 to Sussex Royal and £144,901 to a non-charitable organization, Travellist. In both instances, it appears the only rationale for the decision was the personal relationship between two patrons, the Duke of Sussex and the Duke of Cambridge. Neither patrons are trustees of the Royal Foundation, so there is also a question mark over the independence of the trustees of the Royal Foundation. The Sussex Royal Charity has since decided to close, and it is reported that they will transfer all their funds to Travellist. Again, this appears to be a personal decision by a trustee, the Duke of Sussex, to fund another of his projects, rather than to ensure the funds are being used for the original purposes for which they were donated. I would argue that these grants fall within the definition of a person or organization receiving significant financial benefit from a charity and/or a charity not following the law, with damaging consequences to its reputation and public trust in charities generally. The decision to transfer funds from the Royal Foundation to Sussex Royal was taken by the former Board of Trustees. Speaking today, he said, "Maybe I'm missing something here, but I find it difficult to believe that a charity making an independent and impartial decision would decide to make these payments. The Royal Foundation has lost almost £300,000 to Prince Harry's pet projects. Harry's own charity is now closing, and he appears to be taking the charity's money with him. I can't see how that isn't a breach of charity law. Whatever the legal position, this looks unethical and underhand. People donate money to a charity expecting it to be used to fund the charity's objectives, not to be given away to support a patron's other projects. Harry and William aren't trustees of the Royal Foundation, so this also raises questions for the Foundation's board. Are they focused on delivering the charity's objectives or serving the Prince's interests? I'm asking the Charity Commission to investigate these two charities, to ask them to provide justification for these payments, and to demonstrate that they are not enthralled to their royal patrons." Harry and Meghan filed official paperwork with Companies House to dissolve their Royal Foundation in July as they shift their focus to Travellist, reports suggest. The company, which has set up independently, hopes to help the hard-hit tourism industry survive the coronavirus crisis. Travellist, led by the Duke of Sussex, brought together some of the biggest operators in the travel industry, including Visa, Booking.com, and Skyscanner, to help travelers pick low-carbon options more easily and choose destinations that will have more benefit to local communities. A Royal Foundation spokesperson said, "The grants made to Sussex Royal were to support the charitable work of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. They were fully in line with governance requirements and were reported transparently. A Charity Commission spokeswoman said, "We have received a complaint on this issue. As with all concerns raised with us, we will assess the information provided to determine whether or not there is a role for the Commission. We have not made any determination of wrongdoing." A spokesman who worked with the Sussex Royal Foundation said, "Grants made to the nonprofit organization Charities are for the ongoing development of projects that will support communities, wildlife, and the environment through sustainable travel and tourism. All grants have been made impartially and objectively, fully in line with the governance requirements, and have been reported transparently in full accordance with regulations." A spokesman for the Duke of Sussex's legal team said the complaint against his charitable foundation is deeply offensive and salaciously created. The shilling spokesman said, "The Duke of Sussex has always and continues to remain deeply committed to his charitable work. This is his life's focus, and his devotion to charity is at the very core of the principles he lives by, and is obvious through the impact and success of many charitable projects throughout the UK and beyond. To this point, it is deeply offensive to today see false claims made about the Duke of Sussex and his charitable work. It is both defamatory and insulting to all the outstanding organizations and people he has partnered with. Charities, which was founded within Sussex Royal, is a non-profit organization for which the Duke receives no commercial or financial gain, as is the case with all of his charitable commitments. The Duke has not, nor has he ever had any personal financial interest in his charitable work. The interest has always been clear, to support others and to make a positive difference." Had the appropriate course of action been followed for these false allegations, it would have clearly demonstrated that anything related to Sussex Royal, Charities, or any of the Duke's charitable endeavors is transparent and above board. To suggest otherwise is unequivocally wrong and will be acted upon according with the weight of the law. The avenue through which this was publicly and salaciously created only suggests a hunger for media attention as well as a shared and attacking agenda, which is neither right nor just. Both the Charities Commission's own statement today, as well as that of the Royal Foundation, state there is no determination of wrongdoing here. All of the Duke's charitable activities are fully transparent as well as compliant with Charity Commission guidelines, and moreover with his own moral compass. Meanwhile, many fans also comment on this news. A fan wrote, "Thank goodness for Republic. I saw an article about this affair 2 days ago. I was shocked as it looked on the surface as if money from the charity might have been redirected for Prince Harry's personal use, yet no one was raising concerns. Now the public has ensured that there will be some scrutiny of this deal through the Republic. The Cambridges and Sussexes should have no objections if everything has been above board." A fan agrees and said, "This is just the tip of an iceberg. Charities have ceased to be a way of distributing donated food to widows and orphans, and have become an alternative sort of corporate entity that does business just like every other business, except for paying huge salaries to the chief executives. Soliciting public donations to pay for the huge salaries of the chief executives, and not paying corporate tax. Perhaps limits on the untaxed turnover would help." Another added, "Excellent points made against the monies transferred to Charities, a for-profit organization that probably serves no purpose right now other than funding Prince Harry's lavish lifestyle as a private individual. However, the Royal Foundation received its funds. To transfer any to a secondary account is unacceptable. Those who donated funds to one organization shouldn't have to accept it being moved, then spent by another." And the last one wrote, "If this money was donated to the Royal Foundation before they split, then it should have stayed with the original fund. The cash doesn't belong to any single patron or for them to decide what it's used for. That's why there are trustees. Harry is now talking about the weight of the law, so looks like another lawsuit is in the offing. I'm sure many people would love to know who's paying these mounting legal bills. This is serious. If I give money to the charity benefiting, say, the musical education of the underprivileged kids, and that money is transferred without my consent, say to the charity promoting martial arts, I have every right to get my money back. I hope the Charity Commission won't be blinded by the titles of the people responsible for this scheme. And you? What do you think about this news? Please let me know in the comment section below and we can discuss them together. Remember to like and share my video for anyone you think might also be interested. And subscribe to my channel to get more news from the royal family. Now goodbye and see you tomorrow.
Did you see that Prince Harry is having financial difficulties recently? He and Meghan have not had any income in recent months. I think the amount of charity is quite shady, but please wait for the next time things will be clarified. We have been busy lately, but now we will continue to release videos to serve you guys. Thank you for always supporting us.